I'm Riley Smallridge with Tri-Rivers Baptist Area and a member here at First Baptist Gatesville here with our new pastor, Brother Mark Rich.
Hey, how's it going?
So, Mark, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Let's see, I'm 6'4". No, first thing you need to know about me is I'm a child of God, above and beyond anything else. I have a wife of 20 years come July. Love of my life. A son, Drew, who's 12 years of age. I love hunting and fishing and camping, basically all the outdoor stuff. Mm-hmm. I grew up playing football and having a lot of fun with that. That's me. I am an open book. So.
Yeah. So you said you like to be outdoors. Is there anything else that you like to do in your spare time?
Spare time? What's that? I like to read, listen to music. I play bass, and so any opportunity I get to jam out, I love.
We might talk to Brian about getting you in the band.
I may have to. It'd be nice every once in a while, you know. Okay. But music, reading, outdoor stuff, spending time with family and friends, getting to know people, that's me. That's what I enjoy. So.
Great. So what brought you to work in ministry?
It actually, God has been definitely working in my life for a long time. And it was a pulling that God opened some doors to get me into ministry, to get me into a relationship with Him, and every step of the way, just to use the gifts and the abilities that He has given me to reach people and to just do life together. Because that's what it ultimately comes down to, is being able to spend time with each other, doing life, and learning who God is, what a relationship with Him looks like, and how we live our lives that way. And because God has used a lot of experiences in my life to get me to that point, I feel like He opened the door for ministry.
What do you enjoy the most about what you do?
Well, since you looked in the coffee cup, I'm gonna the people. I love getting to know people, and not just from a surface level. Like, I want to know who an individual is. I want to know what their likes and their dislikes are. I want to know what struggles, what joys they have, and just spending time. I say it quite often, but it's just doing life together, because that's what God has ultimately called us to do. He's called us into a family, and as a family, you're going to have, disagreements. You're going to have issues. You're going to have fun times, but getting to know each other on a deep level, to where you can celebrate those joys and cry together during those struggles. That's what I enjoy.
What are you most excited for moving forward into your new position here at First Gatesville?
So many things, really. Well, one, the people, but I'm excited for finding out what God is wanting to do, because we do live in a broken and hurting world, and God's got some big plans. We don't know what they are, but watching them unfold. I love being able to share the gospel with people. I love being able to see people grow in their relationship with God, to be able to come together and praise His name on Sundays, and being able to be here on Wednesdays, and being able to go out to lunches and dinners, and just getting to know God's children. That's what I'm excited about.
Do you have any plans for moving forward, or ideas?
I do. I've got a lot of different things that I feel God has laid before me, and time will unveil those in the right time, in the right way. And God always changes. As far as, He may call you to do one thing, and then you realize, no, actually, I kind of had that wrong. God was calling me to do this, with whatever the plan happens to be, and He'll open the doors and close them. But there are some ideas that I've got. Visions that God has given me.
So is there anything that you want to share with your new congregation?
See you Sunday. I think the biggest thing that we all need to understand is we hear a lot about how the church, the church, the church. And oftentimes that can be misinterpreted as the four walls. But it's not. We are the church. We are the body. And so God is calling the church to be who the church is to be, which means He's calling us to do what He's laid before us, which is to love Him with everything that we are, and to love each other. And you do that by engaging in relationships. You do that by being part of a small group. You do that by being in Sunday school. You do that by being at church on Sunday mornings. You do that by being at Bible studies throughout the week. You do that by going and having a cup of coffee with somebody. You do that by going to a sporting event with somebody. If one of your brothers and sisters in Christ have a kid who's playing a football game, you go and you support that family and you cheer on that kid. You do life with each other. And that's how the church becomes who the church is supposed to be. Because people will see that and they'll go, okay, in this broken and hurting world, there's something different about you, or there's something different about that group of people. And I want to know what that is. And a lot of people throughout time have been hurt or burned by a church, or they've been hurt by certain people. And it puts a bad taste in your mouth. And I've been there. And it pulls you back. And you go, well, I really don't want to go because of my experiences. Or I don't really want to be involved in a small group because they may ask me to pray. Or they may ask me to read aloud. Or they may ask me a question that I don't have an answer for. But one of the things that I've learned is it's okay to say, I don't know. It's okay to say, I've never prayed out loud before. It's okay to say, I'm struggling with something in my life and I'm just not in that place where I feel like I can contribute today, but maybe tomorrow I can. Because the church we should be opening our arms to the broken. We should be opening our arms to those that are struggling. Because all of us, at some point in our life, we're right there. It was God's love and grace that was showered upon us that brought us into the fold, that brought us into a relationship with Him. Sometimes we kind of forget that. And it's those kinds of things that we need to remember, because there's people out there that are looking for something. And unfortunately, the world that we live in is going to feed that. They're going to fuel that with all kinds of falsities. And they're looking for the truth. They need something to say, I'm okay. And somebody loves me and somebody cares about me. And they need to understand that that's who God is. And we're never alone in this world. Okay, so how do I get to that point? How do I get to a point where I feel comfortable coming? Or if I'm a non-church member, if I'm a non-believer, how do I get comfortable? Well, by somebody loving on me. That opens the door for me to explore. How do I feel comfortable going to a small group? You go. It takes a bit of courage. It takes a little bit of stepping out in faith to say, you know what? I've never prayed before. I'll pray. Prayer doesn't have to be elaborate. Prayer doesn't have to be certain words and done in a certain way. All it has to have is from the heart. Just like, okay, I can't sing the best, so I don't sing when I come on Sunday morning. Well, God never said you had to have perfect pitch. He said, lift your heart up. Praise me. Love me with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. Okay, well, how do I do that? I do it. Yes, I don't sing well. Yes, I don't play an instrument well. Yes, I don't fully understand what I'm praising, but do it. Take that first step. Because if you don't take that first step, you're never going to get where you want to go. And so I guess what I would share to wrap that is just take the chance and let God do the rest. Because He will. He will open a doorway for you to feel connected. He will open a doorway for you to be loved. So for the non-believers, the non-church members, that's what I would say. Take the chance. you'll be surprised at what God can do. And you'll overcome those obstacles. For the church member, love on your neighbors. Invite the neighbor over. Say hi to somebody when you're out at a grocery store. Pick up a tab for somebody that you can see is kind of having a hard time. One of the things that you hear a lot throughout media is the pay it forwards. Okay, well, if you're in line at a coffee shop or at a restaurant, pay for somebody else. They don't need to know it was you that did it. God knows. Provide an opportunity to show somebody that they're important. Start a class. Start a small group. Invite 2 or 3 people over to your house for dinner and have a conversation about Scripture. Get volunteer in the church, because there's always things to do. There's always ways to serve, and a lot of what we've got coming down in the future, a lot of opportunities. We're gonna need volunteers, otherwise we can't minister. There's only so much that 1 or 2 people can do, so we need volunteers. We need people to be engaged. So for the church member, love on your neighbor in whatever way you can. Be involved, and you just might be surprised what God will do through you.
Great. That's great. Thank you for sitting down and talking with me and talking with us.
Absolutely.
We're very excited to have you join our family, because we are a church family more than anything. So we look forward to spending more time with you and getting to know you more as we grow in our walk with faith and our walk with Jesus.
Well, it's been my pleasure, and I look forward to, my first Sunday preaching will be the 21st.
Mm-hmm.
And I look forward to seeing everybody here. And if you can't join us in person, sign in online.
Yeah.
And be a part of the church body. So.